Hello again, everyone. Sokka here, and welcome back to another episode of Planet Zoo Career Mode. And when we last left off, we were working on our silver medal, researching our Arctic Wolf to level 3. Let's actually make sure we are doing such things as these. Yes, indeed. So, Arctic Wolf is about through level 1.5. So we'll keep plugging away on that. Of course, our reindeer are in a dirty exhibit for sure. A lot of poop laying around in our reindeer. Luckily, our zookeeper is here doing the poop 130 clutter cleaned. So good job there, Charlie. And that's what we're sort of waiting on. We also had a zoo inspection done. Just the snow leopard on 4 stars. If we take a look at what exactly is going on with our snow leopard, 84%, and it's the enrichment that is really hurting our snow leopard dimension. So we can work on that because our overall goal is to get 5 different habitat species to level 3. So I think what we can do is work on our snow leopard in the next research once we get Arctic Wolf up to level 3 and work on that enrichment. Once we venture into our gold area, we'll be placing 2 polar bears, increasing their welfare to 90%, increasing their research to level 5. That's going to take a bit. Getting 5 habitat species to level 3, releasing 6 of any habitat species to the wild. Luckily, we've got a crap ton of little reindeer running around. If we sort by our species here, we can see we have 2 young American bisons, we have 1 young Arctic wolf, we have 3 young Dall sheep who may be ready to age up fairly soonish. No new grizzly bears, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 reindeer all growing up. That is awesome, maybe even 8. And 1 timber wolf as well. So we won't have to worry about releasing any of the youngins to the wild for sure, as we are going to have plenty. That's going to help us afford our conservation credits to get 8 habitat species in the zoo. We have 6 right now, possibly even 7. I don't really remember, but, you know, that's not going to be too awful bad, especially since we don't have polar bears. That's going to be another 1. That is awesome, and we're only 100 guests away from our 1,300 guests in the zoo. So basically, we just have to keep on keeping on as is. Let's take a look at the animal trading and see if there are any animals we can bring in. So we already have our American bison. We already have our Arctic wolf. We already have our Dall sheep. We already have our grizzly bears. The polar bears may be a gift animal, so I'm going to hold off on the polar bear just in case we are gifted a pair of polar bear. We already have our reindeer, obviously. Siberian tiger might be one to purchase. And we already have our snow leopards and timber wolves. So really all we're saving up for is our Siberian tiger at 365 conservation credits, although that's going to expire in 2 minutes. So that might not be even a valid purchase. But I'm feeling pretty good about such things as these. Money is coming in like crazy. Guest happiness, I mean, the education is going up. It's just our conservation and animal ratings that need a boost. Luckily, looking at the welfare, our lowest welfare is our snow leopard because of that enrichment. So once we start researching our snow leopard a little bit, we'll be able to increase that enrichment up and their welfare up. Same thing for our timber wolf, who has food but no toys. So we'll have to do some research there. So I'm going to, speaking of which, vet research is done. That's going to be the first step of Arctic Wolf. So the first step of Arctic Wolf is toy and food. We can see if the Arctic Wolf toys coincide with the Timber Wolf toys, shall we? While we are here, let's go to Habitat and let's go look for our brand new. So we've got a dog ball, and indeed that does work for the Timber Wolf. I don't know if that's a food enrichment. It may be. But this block of ice, does this work for our timber wolf? Yes, it does. And our timber wolf doesn't have a block of ice in here, so we'll put in a floating block of ice, and that'll be 50 out of 121. That's feeling pretty good. That's going to increase their welfare to 92, and therefore increase their animal rating. Hopefully we can get Bashiri up to 5 stars before he kicks the bucket. that will be all well and good. So we're going to be in cruise control just for a bit while our veterinarian researches 2 more levels of Arctic Wolf. So I'll just hold what I got here and be right back. All right, high amounts of litter in this area of operation. We can definitely afford to get a few more staff on the board. We've got 2 with a high workload. Let's get in a few more, say 1 there and 1 there. And maybe even 1 there. There we go. So 3 caretakers will help with this litter for sure. As people are walking to and from the drink stand and the food stand, they just sort of drop their trash right in the middle of the path. So that isn't good whatsoever. Let us see if we also need to hire a few more vendors, because it looked like there was a change there, but not enough vendors. Let's go a 1. Let's go a 2, let's go a 3, and let's go a 4. So those vendors should be able to take over here. That way we don't lose money from folks who can't get something to eat or drink. Always keep a rotation going, and yeah, looks like folks are on their way back. So yeah, researching our Arctic Wolf, and that's going to be the big question is, do we get the polar bears for free? Are they going to be a gift, or do we have to save up a metric ton of conservation credits to get 2? That's going to be a little tricksy. I believe they're not cheap as far as the conservation credits are concerned. Yeah, 800 a pop. We need 1,600 conservation credits just for the bare minimum of polar bear. So that's going to be a lot of saving to do. And because I don't want one to die before I get the second one, we may have to purchase them together. So that is a lot of saving. Luckily, we'll be able to work on our other goals along the way. For example, 1,300 guests. That should be popped. Releasing our habitat species, watching our youngins grow up. That is going to be fine as soon as they grow up. So yeah, we are in hold what you got mode, but it doesn't feel like we're waiting for one specific thing. It feels like we're continuing to make progress, especially as we wait for this whole batch to grow up. I'm just thankful that this doesn't say 6 different habitat species to the wild. It's release any. Of course, we have to breed 6 habitat species, but I think we're well on our way to that. Getting another snow leopard in, male snow leopard over here would be really good to make sure that our snow leopard continues. Because right now we only have, yes, 1 female, and she's about to kick the bucket. How long do female snow leopards live? Let's see, they can live up to, let's see, so they're sterile at 20 years. Yeah, life expectancy at 20 years. What's our snow leopard at? 8.7. Oh, wow. So we've got a bit before she's sterile, so we don't have to worry about it too much. We just got to get more conservation credits. That is the long and short of it, and that may be our big bottleneck. So continuing to research the Arctic wolf. Hopefully we have a veterinarian who is dedicated to that. Looks like we're sort of stuck while old Rob decides perhaps to take a break. That's going to be interesting to see. That's the only thing we're researching so far, so Rob shouldn't have any trouble getting in there. Although we've got the money to spend, we're Scrooge McDuck over here. Might not hurt to put down another research area. Might be able to finagle. Depending on this area, we might be able to move this wall in just a skosh so we can scoot a path in. What's your terrain? Yeah, plenty of space. Yeah, we can move this wall in just a touch so we can squeeze another research center back here. I believe it will be powered. Yes, indeed, it'll be powered. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do that while the getting's good, and be right back. All right, just ran a staff path around the back side of this little staff area. Nothing too awful in depth, and we'll go staff facilities. We will go research center, and we'll put down a small Arctic research center right back here. So if another veterinarian wants to come research, we can do that. That will also help us in the grand scheme of things for researching other animals up to level 3, especially the polar bear, when we have to dedicate all 3 to it. Let's get Bryce over here to start researching that snow leopard. So hopefully Bryce will be able to find this research center, and we'll be researching 2 animals at once. Make the most of our money for sure. All right, back here, I also added a medical center back here just in case another vet needs to take these reindeer on over. That'll allow our veterinarians to do more stuff instead of waiting on the one surgery to free up. So using the money as best we've got. Conservation rating is still low, but we're up to 323 conservation credits now. And looking at our vet research, Arctic Wolf is halfway to complete level 2, and we're also working on Snow Leopard 1. All right, next level of vet research done. That's going to be Arctic Wolf 2. So looking at Arctic Wolf 2, we've got breeding research, education bonus, and 2 more toys that we might be actually able to share with our Timber Wolf as well. So let's take a look at our Timber Wolf, who is over here taking a poop. There he goes. And we'll see what kind of enrichment we can give our Timber Wolves. So looking at for the red dot, where is our red dot? Or is it something that we've already researched possibly? All right, let's toggle by species. Let's go Timber, and then we'll go Arctic Wolf. So Timber Wolf, we have our dog ball, block of ice. Yeah, nothing new that we learned there. So let's look at our Arctic Wolf and just see by sheer coinkydink. Yeah, so they like the large snowball. How is our Arctic Wolves doing? I believe they're actually pretty okay. Yeah. So they're full on enrichment. It's just our Timber Wolves that are lacking in toys because they don't like playing with snowballs and whatnot. Go figure. So yeah, that is level 2 in Arctic Wolf. And 1 more of those and we will have our silver medal. Just going through our food quality here. Looks like we can increase the food quality for our grizzly bear. Just making sure that our animals are fed the best that we know to keep their welfare up nice and high. Keep that animal rating up as best we can. As of course, as we continue to research our animals, the better food we will discover, especially getting them all to level 3. Looking at our vet research, Snow Leopard is almost to level 1, and there is Arctic Wolf up to 3. It's chugging along nicely. So we've got Reindeer up to 3, Grizzly Bear up to 3, Arctic Wolf will be up to 3. And we need how many up to 3? So 5 of them. So that will be 3. We can work on Timber Wolf to get those toys for sure. And then perhaps American Bison, or maybe even the doll sheep. But either way, a lot of these animals need to be researched to 3. And if we can do that before we get our polar bears, then we can focus our efforts solely on polar bears to get them up to level 5, which is our next step of the gold medal. So next up should be our silver medal for our Arctic Wolf. So I will see you then. All right, next level of vet research, I believe this will be our snow leopard. Don't know if we're going to learn anything specific about the snow leopard. We've got a fun fact, level 2, and a toy. It probably couldn't hurt. If anything, we can also get them to food level 2. First and foremost, that way we can sort of boost that welfare. And let's take a look at their enrichment. They like the fire hose ball. So hopefully we learned something else besides the fire hose ball. Oh yes, we learned the rubbing pad, which works with our snow leopard. So in you go, rubbing pad, booyah, 150 out of 110. So now that is full on the toys. Now we just need food enrichment. So that helped a little bit. That's what I like to see. Aardvark base game. Bengal cheetah, pangolin gharial, anteater jaguar, Nile, red panda croc, snow leopard, Siberian tiger, and African lion. So once we do get the Siberian tiger up in here, that tiger can use that scratch pad as well, which is all good. It didn't help us out too awful much. What is the next level of snow leopard, just out of sheer curiosity? So a boost in education, that's going to be huge, and 2 new toys. That's what I like to see. Even if one is the fire hose ball, we'll learn something new. Unfortunately, we're not going to learn food enrichment to 3, but here we go. Vet research is done. Again.
Ooh.
And
I
that's
see
silver
the Arctic
metal.
wolf research is going apace. Heavens! To think that all our domestic dog breeds can trace their heritage back to the noble wolf is just incredible. Especially when you look at pugs.
All right, so we will boost that up to food level 2.
How do you do it? The targets I set you for expansion on research here was so high. I'm amazed you didn't get a crick in your neck looking at them. Not that anyone would know, given how easy you made it look. Well, you clearly like a challenge, which is good, because the polar bears you're about to adopt are gonna need more space than my wife when I forgot our anniversary.
Oh, Bernie. Okay, so that...
There are
hey!
so many wonderful new additions being born into our zoo. Just adorable. Nah.
All right, so we've got our Timberwolves a little bit more happy because we got that chew toy down there, and indeed it does look like we've got 2 polar bears in our rewards ready to bring in, so that is all outstanding. Let's also look and see what we've completed. So we've got 6 habitat species bred. We need 8 habitat species in the zoo. Once we get our polar bears down, that will tick off. Then we'll need to hit 1,300 guests, which I believe the polar bears will do. We'll need to start releasing our habitat species into the wild. We're continuing to research up to level 3. We will start focusing on polar bear. And yeah, so let me go ahead and get these polar bear into our animal storage. And then we will build the polar bear exhibit back here. And the polar bears need a ton of space, but luckily we have a ton of space and a ton of money to build. Yeah, we're gonna have a possibly even 3 walkways. So 1 around the left, 1 around the right, and then 1 bridge that can go over the polar bear exhibit. And I think that should be awesome. What we can also do, since power only comes out to here, is have like a staff gate that comes into the exhibit from the side, and then the a central location of the power plant. So that should be cool. Looking at the encyclopedia for polar bear, we want to see how much water they need as well, because I know they need a crap ton of land and a crap ton of water. So 64,000 land requirement and 21,000 water. Yeah, this is going to be a big honking thing. And grade 4 boundaries. Do we know any grade 4 that is... There we go. So steel mesh, the polar bears aren't going to climb through that, so they can see through that. But like I said, we're going to have that bridge over. So I will construct my super magnum opus right about here. This whole back corner is going to be polar bear, and we're going to extend these pathways down. Should be nice. So hang on to your britches. I will be right back. All right, everyone, I give you lay monstrosity. So this thing is huge. It's made up of steel mesh. It is 112,000 feet squared. We have 2 overarching walkways that intersect with 2 other intersecting archways. Right in the middle, we have a gate that is staff path only, and a power plant and a water purifier dead center of the entire pin, which will give us all the power we need on the outside for all of our speakers, as well as water purification along this side. I think that would be pretty cool if we were to do some sort of a lake, maybe around the center. That might be pretty cool, but we'll just have to see how much the polar bears need when they arrive. So continuing to work on our research, of course. Researching, as of now, we are researching the snow leopard and the Arctic wolf to 4. We could probably move Rob to another creature. Let's go American bison. Once snow leopard reaches level 3, we will start working on the polar bear and having someone blast polar bear the entire time. But here we are. So this should trigger this achievement right here. The the 8 habitat species in the zoo as soon as the polar bear lands. That's going to be big. We should get 1,300 guests quick, fast, and in a hurry.
So many different species. Who knew there were this many species that like the cold, huh? Well, other than just about everyone I know.
All right, so there is our 8th habitat species. We don't have to worry about bringing anything else into the zoo. We can release 6 of any. We're waiting for them to grow up, researching 5 different habitat species, researching the polar bear, and getting their welfare up to 90 with 2 polar bear in the zoo. So I will go ahead and get some water in this place. They need 21,000 feet of water. Part of me wants to wait until the second polar bear gets here. That way these numbers are accurately reflected. But I think I'll start in the back right here with their water. As long as, yes, this entire area is purified. So that is going to be all well and good. So I will go ahead and do some digging, literally, and carve out this area back here for swimming and see what we got. So I will be right back. All right, polar bears are in, and I think this is a good time to call it an episode, everyone. But we have all of our water and land space, 79,000 feet out of 75, and 25,000 feet out of 24. So this is pretty much as big as we're going to get. We can always knock off this path and extend this fence line out if need be. But I will leave... Oh, we don't need any of that, so we'll get rid of that. Yeah, we can do some foliage and whatnot if the need hits us. Let's actually go in here and see if we do know anything about the polar bear before we call it an episode, just to try to get them a little bit more happy. So indeed, we have a bamboo feeder. So that will be a little bit there, 12 out of 10, and the rest are going to be toys. So a fire hose ball, that's 50 out of 160. A large ball, that's 150 out of 160, and a large snowball, that's 250 out of 160. That's going to be 80. And interspecies bonus. That's interesting. I didn't know there was an interspecies bonus, but there is our overall welfare. So then it is time to research the polar bear up to level 5, research more habitat species to level 3, start releasing the youngins as soon as they get here, and I have a feeling that these polar bears are going to start elevating our guest count for sure. But that will do it for me in this episode, everyone, of Planet Zoo. Next time, a lot of research needs to be done, and education items need to be placed, but that will do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you with possibly the finale of this zoo next time. Take care.